There is motion all around you, and there are natural laws governing this motion. Natural laws that require the brakes to be applied as this train goes around a curve, and natural laws that require this biker to lean into his turn to avoid crashing. There are laws that result in people feeling pulled when going around a corner. There are laws that result in passengers falling forward when a car suddenly stops. And if the car runs out of gas, there are laws that make it hard to get the car moving. All of these examples have to do with the laws of motion, laws that were discovered over 300 years ago by an English scientist and mathematician named Isaac Newton. Newton lived at a time long before cars, planes, and speedy forms of transportation existed, yet he was able to observe the motion of objects around him and develop from those observations the three basic laws of motion. His laws describe how all objects move. Terms such as speed, velocity, acceleration, and deceleration are all associated with a description of motion. The rate at which an object is moving is called its speed. It is measured in units such as kilometers per hour, miles per hour, meters per second, or feet per second. Speed is calculated by dividing the distance traveled by the time it took. So if a car travels 80 kilometers in 2 hours, its speed is 40 kilometers per hour. Velocity is often thought to mean the same thing as speed, but there is a difference. Velocity is not only the speed of an object, but it is also the direction in which the object is traveling. So the proper way to refer to the velocity of an object is to include its direction, such as the car is traveling 40 kilometers per hour south. Velocity changes if the speed or direction of the object changes. Someone racing around a track is concerned with his or her speed. However, an airplane pilot is interested in the velocity of the plane, meaning the speed and direction of flight. Velocity can be changed by changing the speed of an object, by changing the direction of an object, or by changing both the speed and direction at the same time. Acceleration is the rate of change in the velocity of an object. We usually think of acceleration as the speeding up of an object, but there is more to it than that. Acceleration is calculated using the following formula. Acceleration equals the final velocity minus the starting velocity divided by the time taken to change the velocity. Suppose you are in a car traveling at 40 kilometers per hour, and the car accelerates to 45 kilometers per hour over the next second. The acceleration is 5 kilometers per hour per second. Notice that there are two units of time. One is the unit for the velocity of the car, and the second is the time required to accelerate. Acceleration can refer to decreases in velocity as well as increases. If the brakes of a car are applied, the vehicle's velocity decreases, and we say that the car decelerates or experiences negative acceleration.